have a vacuum cleaner for our carpet. We have a vacuum cleaner, you know, maybe with attachments to get in your car. But you think about, where do you spend a third of your life? You spend it in bed. And I know you've got sheets on your bed, maybe you have a mattress pad, but your mattress, you can't throw your mattress in the washing machine, so what happens? The dead skin cells are a buffet for what are called dust mites. And if you're like me, and you have a lot of allergies, that is a recipe for waking up with sneezy, you know, puffy eyes, and sniffy, you can hear me, sniffy. But this is a customer pick on hsn.com with 54 reviews. And we're doing, I think, the lowest price we've ever done. This is $40 off. I know it's the lowest price I've ever presented. $149.95. For the birthday month, we're doing some unprecedented specials. This might be a product that you've never even heard of. Now, in Japan, everybody has one. Everybody, and you know, different parts of the world, everybody has one of these. This is kind of newer to the United States, so Alexandra Baker, your home BFF, is gonna introduce this to your lives.
Yes,
right,
how
my friend?
are you? This is a must-have. Look at how easy this is to use. So as Helen mentioned, if you're suffering from allergies, if you're waking up with swollen eyes, you're itching, you're coughing, you have a runny nose, and you know that you suffer from environmental allergies, and one of the worst allergens out there are the dust mites. And so, look at this. I'm just passing this right over some super light microfiber sheets. It doesn't matter what I'm passing this on, but if you suffer, I want you to suffer no more. There is no longer an excuse to suffer. Now we know that the dust mites are a huge, horrible, really bothersome allergen in your home, and they just keep reproducing, and they keep laying eggs, and they have fecal matter, and then they die, and they have carcasses. And all of that matter
is gross,
is left in your bed, unless you have RAYCOP, which is so lightweight and easy to use, and this is what it's really about. I'm going to open up the large dust cup. This is not just a vacuum. It is a fabric sanitizer. Now, can you see that? Look at all the white. If you came in really close, you could almost see skin. You can see little pieces of hair. You can see little flecks of things that you're just not sure, what is that? Well, all of that is coming out of the mattress. The way that RAYCOP works, you have that large dust cup. When I turn it upside down, there is also a HEPA filter that is inside. And then when I turn this on, I press the button for 3 seconds, the ultraviolet light comes on. So the reason why it is a fabric sanitizer and not just a vacuum is because it's killing 99%, 99.9% actually, of bacteria, of E. coli, of staph. It's killing influenza A. These are just some of the germs and all of the horrible things that end up on our upholstered fabric. This is the best part, being able to use the RAYCOP on your pillow. Can you imagine what you are burying your head in every single night when you go to bed if you don't use a RAYCOP? Because RAYCOP is one of the only items on the market here in America that can not only vacuum those particles and remove them, but it's working with pulsating pads, that UV light, and then of course the right amount of suction so that I can just pass this right over my pillow. I don't have to use RAYCOP only on the day that my bed is stripped and my mattress is stripped.
So do I have to take off the sheets in order to use it right
See,
on?
that's the beauty. When I was using it just now, I'm working on the mattress, or I can just use this on the RAYCOP, on the bed and the textiles themselves. Now here's what I need you to know. You plug it in, you press for 3 seconds, and then you press the blue button to get it on. 4.5 pounds. You can use it on the day that you actually strip the mattress, but then you can use it right on the sheets. It's that easy. Now come over here, I wanna show you. The reason why it's so important is because here, let's switch. Okay, yeah. And remember, this is not only for your bed, this is going to work on all of your upholstered fabrics. So whether it's your sofa or your chair, what have you. Allow me to ask you, what are you using right now? Chances are you're probably using these caustic sprays. Now these sprays are filled with chemicals. You probably spray the bed. No, 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 I don't want you using a caustic spray. Or you invest in one of these LED lights, one of these UV lights. So you have a UV light, look how tiny that is. That's a little teeny tiny UV light. This is fine for a cell phone or for your computer pad, but what are you supposed to do? Pass this all over your mattress and then everything is left in the mattress. Or, this is the big one, you're using these plastic covers, okay? So what you're doing is you're putting your pillow inside of the cover.
These are specialty covers that you get at these special
allergen covers.
Like maybe your allergist has sent you to like a catalog, and I could just tell you, these are very expensive too.
Absolutely,
it's
you
like
can order
$50 or something each of them.
The good ones can be very pricey,
yeah, very
and then even
pricey.
you get the mattress cover. You know what you're doing? You are suffocating all of the dust mites. So you're suffocating the dust mites, they are trapped inside the mattress, and now you're putting your head and sleeping on them. That is not for you. What I want you to use is something like RAYCOP. Remember, you plug it in, the red light comes on, you press for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. You see the green light, that means it's ready to go, and then you just push the button and it's on. Now, when it turns on, immediately you will notice, this is the best part. Do you remember that little teeny tiny UV light I just shared with you? Look at this one, look how large this is. This is a 6-inch UV light. This is massive, this is a big light. This is why this is a fabric sanitizer, because the UV light, the ultraviolet light, is passing, and when exposed for just a few seconds, passing over those textiles, it is killing the germs and the bacteria. Then, the little buzzing that you hear, those are pulsating pads. Watch this. I'm going to take a little bottle of water. Look at how it's pulsating. That's what this demonstration is showing you.
Doesn't it get the little claws that the dust mites have in the bed, loosens them up, loosens their grip?
If you've ever seen a little louse or lice in your child's hair, God forbid, okay, if that has happened to you.
This stuff is gross.
We're not making this up.
Yeah.
It's not lice, but they are related to chiggers. They're almost like spiders.
Right, it's the same family of bugs.
It's the same family.
They have the little claws.
And they have the little claws. We have to release them. And last but not least, it's the perfect amount, the perfect calibration. This isn't the type of suction that's going to, peel the paint off. This is the type of suction that is perfectly calibrated so that it can remove all of the dust mites. It can eliminate their unhatched eggs. It can do all of that with just the right calibration. And that UV light is critical because it's altering their DNA. We want to lower the amount of dust mites that are hatching. This is a real thing that we're talking about.
Right.
Your allergies are at a high point because you're not removing the dust mites from your mattress or your upholstered items.
Yeah, and these are a huge customer pick. I actually brought some reviews out here over in Pennsylvania. Amazing what this vacuum sanitizer can pick up. Over in Michigan, you will be shocked at the amount of debris that collects in the filter. RAYCOP delivers. Over in Florida, another 5-star review. We cleaned all 7 of our beds, and it's incredible what we cleaned out of the bedding and mattresses. Every house has to have this. And weren't you saying, Alexandra, that in different parts of the country, everyone has this in their home, like everyone's got a dishwasher?
There's no way out.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter if you're OCD. This happens to be the filter that I lovingly bring and share with you that came from the hotel. Now, I stay in a lovely hotel. It doesn't matter if it's a 5-star hotel or a regular hotel. I want you to think about this. You are shedding dead skin cells every night, every day in your home, and they are landing in your mattress, and you're creating dust mites. They are feeding off of those dead skin cells. Well, during the summer months when you're traveling and you're taking to the road and you're going to hotels, if you have your car with you, I would encourage you to bring your RAYCOP with you. Place one in your car.
What you're saying that your husband and your daughter are like, okay, Mom's
kind of looking for me.
but they're waiting for her to do it.
They're waiting for me to spray and disinfect the bathroom a little bit. And then they're always waiting for me, are you gonna take your RAYCOP out? Because they know it only takes 90 seconds for me to pass this on both of the beds. We have the, both queen beds in the hotel. It takes 90 seconds per bed. And I know everyone's going to sleep so much better because there's peace of mind knowing that I've eradicated our beds in such a short amount of time with the RAYCOP.
Alexandra, when I buy this, how often should I use this?
That's a great question. Follow me over here. I would say 2 to 3 times when you first bring it into your home. I would say at least 3 times that first week. When we brought RAYCOP into our home, we immediately started using it.
But after the first week, after you've done it 3 times?
I do it twice a week. The day that I strip the bed, the day we strip the bed, I love to do it when we're just doing it on the mattress.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
There comes
every
a time
you change the sheets.
Absolutely, every time we change the sheets. But then if throughout the week I feel like, the dog was outside with their bacteria-laden feet walking all over the place, if the dog was outside, or I just feel like, you know what, let me just take 90 seconds. Let me just take 2 minutes of my time to pass this on my upholstered fabrics, to pass this on my chair, where I sit every day to either read or watch TV. Look at this, right over
I like that the suction is the perfect amount so it's not sucking in the throw.
No,
or the
this
sheets.
is a nice delicate throw that has beads at the bottom. This is a sequin pillow. You know, all of these upholstered items in your home are capturing the dust mites. They have the unhatched eggs, and they are wreaking havoc on your allergies. You know, this isn't an item that I would say is for everybody. Unless you are Miss OCD and you want a really clean home, then yes, this is for you.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Take your chair and throw it in the washing machine?
Exactly.
You can't do that. You can't take those decorative pillows unless you dry clean them, but then you bring them back in the house and the next day they've got, you know, you're sitting on them with your skin, the dead skin cells right away. If you own this, you'll use it. And I'll tell you, in parts of the country, everybody owns one. Everybody owns one. But here in the US, it's relatively new, but you guys have made it a customer pick. There's 54 reviews on hsn.com. You only need 4 reviews to be a customer pick.
Isn't that something?
That's quite a bit. What are we looking at here? What is this video,
So what you're looking at here, that's the UV light, and you're seeing those little dust mites. Now, ordinarily, you can't see them with your eyes. They are tiny, they are translucent, and we can't see them with our eyes, but they are troublesome, and they're getting into the fibers, and it's important that we get them out using RAYCOP.
Do you notice it looks like a stingray? Is that why it's called?
It does look like a stingray. It looks like a RAYCOP, right?
Yeah.
It's nice and lightweight, weighs about 4.5 pounds. It comes completely assembled. And remember, this is the big thing, is the first time you take this, you're going to see a nice clean dust cup. And you will be startled. And I know this is why the reviews are so passionate. Because immediately, even on a clean bed, even with clean sheets, the very first time, this isn't after several applications or several pass-bys. The very first time you use it, you're going to see that large dust cup filter. It's a dual filtration that fills up, and you look at it and you think to yourself, what is that I'm looking at? And that is all of the dust mites and their matter, a horrific allergen that bothers so many people. And then remember, we also have the HEPA filter. And as you know, HEPA filters, which are, you know, they're used in hospitals, they're used with many air filtration systems, are critical at pulling in those microorganisms, organisms that are as tiny as 0.3.
Alexandra,
tiny.
Do you replace that, or is it a washable?
Every other year, I would replace your HEPA filter. You would definitely get a new HEPA filter.
Every 2 years?
I would say every other year.
Every other year. Okay.
If you're using it a lot, I would replace it once a year. Okay, if it were me, I would replace it once a year. But when you turn it on, remember, you plug it in, press it for 3 seconds, then it turns green, and then you press it one more time and it's on. And when it's on, now at home, when you turn it upside down, you're not gonna see that blue light. You're only gonna see the blue light on up top because, you know, for safety, we don't want this to turn on upright when it's not on the actual fabric. But you can see that large UV light. That's an ultraviolet light that is harming the dust mites and slowing down the production of the hatching dust mite population that is causing so much problems.
So it literally slows down the reproduction of the dust mites?
It changes the DNA. It literally alters the DNA of the dust mites. It prevents the hatching of those unhatched eggs. And here, I also want you to remember, use it on the pet beds. Follow me. Use this on the pet beds. If you're not laundering the pet beds all the time, use RAYCOP because, you know, many of our animals are just as sensitive to the dust mites as we are. Maybe they're scratching a lot. They have little patches of red on their legs. If you just pass RAYCOP right over their pet beds, you're going to find that they too are getting some relief and probably not scratching and itching as much. This is something that is a different type of appliance. It was created, I heard you say earlier, an engineer. It's actually an immunologist,
An
Helen.
immunologist, sorry.